Anna Lynn. I am going to show you how to make Grandma's cheese bread. So I've got the ingredients here pulled together to get the bread started. So I've got 3 cups of water. It's hot. I got it pretty hot because I know I'm going to put it in a cold mixer here. So it needs to be, your ideal temperature is like 115 degrees. So I'm going to take the 3 cups of water. I'm going to put it in my mixer. Like that. And now I've got 4 tablespoons of yeast. This is dry yeast. I can send you a link if you need to know what kind of yeast, or if you don't have yeast. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, get it all in there. Now I'm going to take some of the sugar. So I've got quite a bit. I've got like 8 tablespoons of sugar. I'm just going to take some of that, a big pinch, and put it in there. Oh, sorry, I should be watching. So I put the little sugar in there, and I'll take a spoon here. I'm going to mix it around a bit. So that's going to get the yeast warm, and the sugar will help it get started. It'll start foaming and kind of puffing up, and that means it's working. You're on the right track. So you just want to get the yeast started. Kind of sticks to the spoon. Anyway, okay. So we're going to wait just a few minutes for that to get going, and then what I'm going to add also is the rest of the sugar. So again, that's, let's see, 8 tablespoons of sugar, and we've got 4 teaspoons of salt, and then 4 tablespoons of butter, which I've melted in the microwave. I put it in, didn't melt it all the way, but it melts all the rest of the way after. I did it for like 30 seconds. And then a cube of butter, usually on the side, it's got, it lets you know where to cut it off. So you can see I cut it off at 4 tablespoons. So that's half of a stick of butter. Put it in the cup here and then microwaved it for like 30 seconds, and then it melted the rest of the way. So I'm going to add those ingredients into here in just a few minutes. Once you can already see it's starting to foam up a little bit. I'm going to wait maybe like 5 minutes and then add those ingredients. And once those are in, then I'm going to start adding the flour. I'm going to add 8 cups of flour. So I'll shoot a video kind of as I'm doing, or I'll shoot the next part as I'm doing that. If you don't have a mixer, let me know. I can do a separate video to show you how to knead it or how to do this without a mixer. It's totally doable. This is actually my first time doing it with a mixer. I'm used to doing it by hand, so I can do a video that way too if you want to do it by hand. Okay, so now I've waited a few minutes, about 5 minutes. You can see it's foaming up really well. So I'm just going to add the rest of these ingredients. Add the salt. Add the rest of the sugar. And the butter. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this guard on it. I've got a guard for mine. Look at this. So it sits there, so it'll allow me to add in flour and for it to be safe. And I'm going to, with mine, there's a little arm on the back here, so I can raise it up. You see that? So I've raised it up so the mixer is in. Okay. So now, you can see I'm going to get a scoop of flour here. And then I'll probably pour a couple of these in here. Sorry, this is hard to video and do at the same time. I'm going to put like 2 cups in. Mine says the bread dough hook should only be used at 2nd speed, so I'm going to go to 2nd speed here, and it's not on. Okay, I'm going to check why it's not plugged in. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start mixing that around, so I'm going to keep adding the rest of the flour. Hey Strider, what do you think I'm making? Huh? Alright, so I'm going to beat this until the dough gets smooth. So I'll take some pictures. This is kind of what it's looking like so far. I've got a little observer here. Okay, so I've mixed it in the mixer pretty well, but I kind of want to finish it by hand, maybe just so you can see that. I know I said earlier I'd make a video, but usually what you do is kind of stir it as much as you can and keep adding cups of flour. So now I'm going to do it by hand. I'm just going to take my ring off here. So you can see it's already pretty smooth just by looking at the texture of it. It's a lot smoother than when I started. So I stopped with the mixer, now I'm going to knead it by hand. And the way I do it is put a little bit of flour down. You don't want to do too much flour because then it will get dry. You want it to remain just a little bit sticky. You see if when I pull my hands off it's a little bit sticky. You don't want to get too dry. So I'm going to just start folding it like this, and I'm keeping my arms straight and just putting the weight of my body down and pushing it like that. And I just kind of turn it over and over. You could probably find videos on YouTube of how to knead dough by hand. I kind of like this part. It's very tactile. If you've got time, why not do it? You can just see how smooth the dough is getting. That's perfect. That's exactly how we want it. I don't know that there's necessarily a right amount of time to do this. You just do it until you start seeing how smooth it looks like that. So the mixer got me most of the way. I just kind of wanted to finish a little by hand. And what you're trying to do is stretch out the gluten. Stretch out and make these nice long gluten fibers. It'll just make nice bread. And again, you want it to be still kind of sticky. This one's getting a little dry, but if it's sticky, even sticks to your hand quite a bit. You don't want it like stuck to your hands, but sticky enough that it's kind of sticking. Then it's perfect because the dough will come out really nice and soft. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to finish it. I'm just going to kind of grab the bottom and pinch it off like this. So we got a nice round top. And then I'm just going to put it back in here. So it's like that. And now I'm going to let it rise. And I think, let's see. You want it to at least double in size. So I'm probably going to put it in a warm place and let it go for about an hour and check on it. So I'm just going to put this like over on the, just on the counter or somewhere and put a cloth over it just so nothing gets on it. And then we'll check it again in about an hour. So that's what it looks like right now. Okay, and we're back. As you can see, the bread is definitely risen, very risen. So I'm gonna pull this out. There we go. It's okay if it deflates. It's gonna deflate a bit. See how nice and smooth it is. I'm going to put some bench flour down, which is just normal flour. They just call it bench because it's sitting on the bench. Now, we need to cut this into 4 different pieces. So basically just approximately the middle. Just taking a nice long sharp knife, splitting it down the middle like that. Okay. Then turn them each and then cut them again. Super easy. Like so. Still see those? Yep. And cut this guy. All right. So now we've got our 4 loaves of bread. And what we're gonna do, usually, once I cut it like that, I usually like to drop it down like this. And I'm gonna flatten it out. I'm gonna take my rolling pin, I'm gonna put some flour on it, just so it won't stick to the bread. And I'm gonna start rolling. And what we're going for is an oblong, kind of oval shape. And you want it pretty thin. So go top to bottom and then kind of wind it out like that. Like so. And move these out of the way a little bit. Perfect, but that's actually okay. You get the idea. Okay, so we're just gonna call this good. Now, I took that other 4 tablespoons of butter that I'd shown you earlier that I cut, and I heated that up. And now I'm gonna start by going down the center of this with that butter. This kind of creates a layer for the other ingredients. That's good. Butter is always yummy. Okay, so I got that down. Next, here's kind of the secret ingredient. It's Salad Supreme, McCormick's Perfect Pinch Salad Supreme. So just shake it up first to make sure you get all the ingredients nice and mixed up. And then I'm gonna go kind of down the center like this. Okay. Now I'm taking some Parmesan. This is grated. The drier the better. Grated Parmesan cheese. My Kraft. Now I'm going to go kind of the same. Go right down the center. Parmesan cheese. Okay. Now, I got 3 cups of, I did the finely grated, did the finer grate. This is Tillamook cheddar, I believe. I mean, you can really use any kind of cheddar, but this is Tillamook medium cheddar is what I'm currently using. That's my personal favorite. For this recipe and for most things, I really like medium cheddar. You could probably do sharp if you like sharp, or mild, or experiment with different cheeses. Totally fine. Put that down the middle, like so. Okay. And I'm going to approximately use, a 1/4 of it. I used a cup there. That's about a cup. Well, if I've got 4 loaves, then I probably should use just less than a cup. Or 2/3 of a cup. Anyway, it's going to be fine. I can grate more if I need it. Okay, so this is where we come back and we're going to braid the bread over. So what I like to do is I start at a corner like this, and I do 2 cuts like that. Just make sure that showed up. And then I'm going to fold that, kind of stretch it out maybe a little and fold it over. And I'll do the same at the top. Like so. Good. Now I'm going to go probably about maybe the width of your thumb or something like that. Do cuts along the side here. Try and make them about even. A little better out of the way here. It's okay if some are thinner or shorter. All right. Same on the other side. I'm going to try and match the number of braids on both sides. You hear my kids playing guitar, someone wrestling with mom, background. This is a real world recipe. All right, so now that I've got those cut, the bread's actually really stretchy, which is just perfect, so I can stretch across like this. And I'm just gonna do one over the other like that. Get the idea here. And some you won't have to stretch, you can just lay, other ones just kind of depending on how you rolled it. This isn't an exact science. You kind of develop and work on your technique over time. It's okay to have a little bit of dough down here. Sometimes you don't cut as long, so it's a little bit wider. That's totally fine. I know when my mom does it, hers are a lot wider than mine, which is fine. Okay. And this bread's gonna rise again, so a lot of these gaps are gonna close up. You're not gonna have to worry about that. I try and avoid cutting it too much here, because sometimes the cheese will melt, and then the grease or the cheese grease will kind of flow out onto the baking pan. But that's okay. I've had it happen before, and you end up with grease on the bottom of the bread, but it actually tastes like really good because it just kind of crisps it up, makes it even better. So then here at the end, you can just kind of, this will just be a lot more bready on this end. So there we go. And now what I'm gonna do, grab a baking pan. Okay, this is just a normal kind of baking pan. And I'm just gonna transfer this over to the baking pan like that. So I'm gonna do the other 3 loaves. So I'll do 2 to a loaf, and then I'm gonna cover this and let it rise again. So yeah, I'll maybe do some more video when all of them are done. Okay, so now we've finished the bread, and I've done it kind of experimenting here. So one, I did like really thin. This is kind of more the style that my mom, your grandma, Annalyn, does, I think, last time I saw her do it. And then I do it more, this is more like my style, but I'm just experimenting, you know? I think a lot of times you got to do that to figure out what you like. You could try different cheeses or different seasonings. I've thought about doing maybe some roasted garlic and putting it in as well, but just didn't have time today, and that's definitely not Grandpa approved. You know, he's not a fan of garlic. But anyway, so now I'm gonna let this rise probably for at least an hour. I'm gonna let it rise so these will puff up some more, and then I'm gonna cover them and probably put them in the fridge because we got church, and we're gonna come back after church and throw these in the oven at, I believe, 400 degrees. Let's see. Yeah, 400 degrees, and it should cook in about 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'll take some video maybe after we're done cooking so you can see what the finished products look like. All right. All right, so we just pulled the bread out of the oven here, and it cooked for about 15 minutes. Looking pretty good and yummy. And you can tell it smells good because look at everybody here ready to eat. Who's ready for cheese bread? Me! Yay!